Good evening, guys. So we are discussing last session. We started what are the different models we have in software development life cycle. What different models we have in software development life cycle we have started in yesterday's session. Okay. The first, what is our course? DevOps. If you want to understand this culture, DevOps culture, first, everyone should have basic knowledge on existing SDLC models. If you want to understand DevOps process, everyone should have basic knowledge on SDLC models. SDLC is nothing but what? SDLC is nothing but what? Software development life cycle. Software development life cycle. Everyone should have the basic knowledge on this before understanding DevOps. Right here, what are the different models we have in SDLC? First one, right, 50 years back, right, all companies are used this waterfall model. Waterfall model we have. Second one, prototype model we have. Third one, incremental or iterative model we have. Incremental or iterative. Fourth one, spiral model we have. Fifth one, RAD model. Sixth one, Big Bang model. Seventh one, Fish model. Eighth one, V model. Right. So finally, we have Agile model. So these are the different SDLC models we have. From past one decade, from past 10 years, 10 to 15 years, all companies are following this Agile model only. From past 10 to 15 years, all companies are using Agile model only. Right, remaining all are history only. Right, already people used long back, 15 years back, people used these things. In my 10-year experience, I never used these models. From beginning onwards, I am working with this Agile model only. Right, from past 15 years, all the software companies are following this Agile model only. Right, so here just for understanding purpose we are discussing waterfall model and Agile model. Remaining things not required. Anyway, we are not going to use all these things, right? Just for understanding purpose, I am going to explain how this waterfall model will work and how this Agile model will work. Okay, so now observe carefully. Here, if you go with any model, if you go with either waterfall, prototype, incremental, spiral, anything, right? So if you want to start the project, first what we require? If you want to start the project, first what we require? See, simple example. Here, bank, HDFC Bank, something. HDFC Bank, right? HDFC Bank approach to Wipro, approach to Wipro company, Wipro company, right? So now, first what Wipro will do? See, assume all agreements are done. HDFC Bank people want one application. HDFC Bank people want one application. In that application, multiple functionalities are there. Net banking, right? Insurance related things, thoughts related things, payments related things. Several functionalities are available in that application, right? So these bank people are came to Wipro company. First, all agreements are done. Wipro is going to start the work. Right? What is the first activity this Wipro people is going to do? What is the first activity? Requirement gathering. First activity is requirement gathering. Requirement gathering. Once a requirement is ready, next requirement analysis. They need to analyze the requirement. Requirement analysis. And once requirement analysis is completed, next what? Design. Design and planning. Once design planning stage is completed, next what? Coding. Coding. Next, testing. Next what? After testing what? Release. Release. Next what? Maintenance. So these are the different stages we have. So these are the different stages we have. What is the first one? Requirement gathering. First activity is requirement gathering. Requirement gathering. Second activity is what? Requirement analysis. Requirement analysis. Third activity, design and planning. Design and planning. Fourth activity, coding. Coding. Fifth activity, testing. Next activity, release. Next one is maintenance. So these are the different stages we have. First one is requirement gathering. Second one is once requirement gathering, they will go for second stage, which is requirement analysis. Next, they will go for design and planning stage. Next, they will go for coding. Next, they will go for testing. Next, they will go for release. Next, they will go for maintenance. Please observe this diagram once. Observe this diagram carefully. Right. So in the companies, if you want to start the project development, multiple teams are involved. Not single team. Multiple teams are involving. Right here, who will do this requirement activity? Who will do this requirement activity? Business administrators. We call it as BA. Business administrators. BA team. BA team will do the requirement gathering. Right. Next, who will do this analysis process? Who will do this analysis? Requirement is ready. Next, analysis part. Once a requirement gathered, they need to do the analysis side. In analysis phase, what they will do? In analysis phase, what they will do? Please respond in chat box. Analysis phase, what people will do? Simple, guys. Here, first business BA team will gather the requirement from HDFC. What is your application? How many screens are required? How that application will work? Who is going to use that application? Everything these people will gather. Next, in requirement analysis phase, they will analyze to fulfill this requirement. To fulfill this requirement, what technologies we need to use, and how much resource is required, how many days we can complete, within how many days we can complete, right? Everything, right, in this requirement analysis phase, it will happen. Everything will be happened on this requirement analysis phase only. Right? Who will involve it here? Who will involve it here? In this requirement analysis part, right, some senior managers, senior managers senior managers and right, architects, those people will involve at here. Senior managers, architects, all those people will involve in this stage. So next one is what? Designing and planning. Designing and planning. And here what they will do? Here they will create some diagrams. They will create some diagrams like sequence diagrams, class diagrams, some flowcharts kind of thing. Everything they will prepare it. Right? Senior leads, they will involve in this phase. Lead people will involve in this phase. Next, coding. Coding in the sense what? Java code, Python code, whatever it. Anything, and it can be anything. Java developers or Python developers. These people will involve to do the coding. To do this coding activity, these people will involve. Next, testing team is available to test the application. And after developing the application, someone should test that application is working as client expected or not. That application is working as client expected or not. Compulsory testing is required. To test that application, testing team is available. Testing team. Testing team will do the testing and whether that application is working as expected or not. Next, release team is available. Release team and right. Release team will release the application after completing development and testing. Everything is done. Right. Release team is available to release the application. Release team also available. Finally, maintenance team and support team, maintenance team and support team, maintenance team will involve in this. Right. So these many people are involving for developing the application. These many teams are involving to develop one application. If you go with any model, not only in waterfall model, if you go with any model, these many teams are involving to develop the application. BA team is involving to gather the requirement, right? Managers and architects are involving to analyze the requirement and right, to create sequence diagrams, flow diagrams, right? Some pie chart kind of things. Right? We have design team and planning team is available. Next, for developing the code, right? Java developers or Python Java developers, these kind of developers are available. To test the application, testing team is available. To release the application, release team is available. To maintain the application, maintenance team also available. Like this, these many teams are involving for developing the application. Right? It is not possible with single team. It's not possible with only developers. It is not possible with only BAs. It is not possible with only managers and architects. And that all these teams are required for completing one application. Right? So now, so observe it here. See here why I am saying this model is waterfall model. Waterfall model. Right? See, like this it will go on. Like this it will go. Waterfall model means like this, step by step. Sequentially it will go on. Step by step, sequentially it will go. Right? If you throw the water on first step and right on top first step, it will go step by step, step by step. It will come down. Right? Like this sequentially it will go on. The first requirement gathering. Once this requirement gathering is completed, then only it will come to next step, requirement analysis. Once this requirement analysis is completed, then only it will come to next step, design and planning. Once designing and planning is completed, next only it will come to coding. Once coding is completed, then only it will come to testing. Once testing is completed, then only it will come to release. Once release is completed, then only it will come to maintenance. So this is the flow. Right, one by one, step by step, it will go like this, and that's why we call it as waterfall model. Waterfall model. See how water will fall like this, right? That's why we are calling waterfall model. Right? When people followed this model, right, 50 years back and 40 to 50 years back, people used this one for developing the software applications. Okay, so this waterfall model we will call it as sequential model also, linear sequential model also. Right? In this waterfall model, we have so many disadvantages, so many drawbacks are there. To overcome those drawbacks, next models are came into the picture. What advantages, what disadvantages we have in this waterfall model? What advantages we have and what disadvantages we have in this waterfall model? See, advantages are very less. Advantages are very less in this waterfall model. What advantages are there? What advantages are there? Right. It is very simple and easy to implement it. It is very simple and easy. It is very simple and easy to implement. It is very easy, and working with waterfall model is very easy. Right? No one will disturb it. There is no chance of requirement changes in the middle of the development. Right? In the middle of the development, there is no chance of changing the requirements. Right? Once a requirement fixed, then you can start your work till completion. It is very simple and easy implementation. Next one is best suitable if requirements are fixed. Right? Requirements are fixed. There is no changes in the middle. Right? Are you sure there is no changes in the middle? In the middle, then you can go for this approach. If you have that confidence and confirmation from the client, then you can go for this approach. If you have the confirmation like there is no changes in the middle, requirement is fixed, like this only you people need to develop such kind of confirmation. If you have from the client, then you can go for this waterfall model. And means what? Best suitable if requirement is fixed. Requirement is fixed. Next, next, it will helpful, it will useful only for small projects. And if you want to develop large scale applications, if you want to develop large scale applications, we have three types of applications: small scale applications, medium scale applications, large scale applications. If you want to develop large scale applications, this waterfall model is not suitable. It will suitable only for small projects. And best suitable for small projects. Right? Only these advantages only we have it. Limitations we have so many, but advantages are very less in this waterfall model. Go through these advantages. It is very simple and easy to implement. Best suitable if requirements are fixed. Best suitable for small projects. Only these advantages we have. Right? Limitations we have more. More limitations are there in this waterfall model. We'll see those limitations also. What limitations are there? What limitations are there in this waterfall model? Right. If you want to develop the application by using this waterfall model, right, development time will take more. Right, development time will take more for developing the applications by using this waterfall model. And here, development time increases. First limitation is that for development it will take more time. For development it will take more time. It will take more time. This is one limitation. Next one, cost of development will be increased. And whenever time is increasing, automatically cost also will be increased. Right? If a project wants to complete in 2 years, automatically cost also will be increased. For the 2 years, company needs to pay the salaries to employees and all those things. Right? Whenever time is increasing, automatically cost also will be increased. See here, cost of development will be increased. Cost of development will be increases. What other limitation? It won't accept requirement changes in the middle. And right, it will go step by step only. Right, see, after completing design and planning, after starting coding, right, client will come and say, right, requirement got changed, this is not my requirement. Right, they can't say like that. They can't say like that. And right, requirement is fixed. In the middle, client can't able to change the requirements. In waterfall model, right, requirements won't change in the middle and it won't accept changing the requirements in the middle. Right, if they change anything, again they need to start the process from beginning. Right, if they change any requirement, right, again they need to start the process from beginning. See here, now I am in coding stage, I'm doing some coding. Right, now client came and he said some requirements got changed, again you need to start the process from beginning. So many approvals are required for this, that's why in the middle requirement changes are not accepted in this process. See, what is the third limitation? Right, it won't accept requirement changes in the middle. It won't accept requirement changes in the middle. Right, so next step here, client should wait until completing the project. See here, to complete this HDFC bank application, Wipro, it at least they will take 2 years of time. And assume they are taking 2 years of time. Right, the client should wait until completing this 2 years of time, and only these people will give the demo or anything to this client people. Right, until completing this project, client should wait. Right, so in this case, and client satisfaction also very low. Client should wait after investing the money, he should wait until completing that project. In the middle, right, if he want to get the project, he won't get it, he should wait until completing that time. Right, so client satisfaction also very low in this stage. Client satisfaction also very low in this approach. Next step, bug fixing is very costly. Here, any bugs, any issues are raised, it is very costly to fix those issues. Right, here entire project, and here it is very big project. First we need to identify the bugs. It will take a lot of time to identify the bugs. See here, we are releasing the project, we are giving entire project in single shot, we are giving entire project at a time. And in this case, if any issue occurred, you need to do lot of analysis where that issue is there. If you modify to fix that issue, if you did any code changes to fix that issue, if you did any code changes, those changes, is there any chance of affecting in other pages or not, that one also you need to analyze it. Simple. And suppose you identified bug, where that bug is coming, right, which reason that issue is coming, you identify. So now you are going to provide the solution for that fix, solution for that issue. And now you are going to provide the solution for that issue. At the time of providing the solution for that issue, you need to think, suppose if I change any condition at here, if I change any condition at here to fix this issue, because of this condition change, any other screens will get damaged, any other functionalities will get damaged. That one also you need to think at. That one also you need to analyze. Fixing one issue means it should not like raising another 10 issues. And correct or not? Fixing one issue means it should not affect other code, other functionalities. That's why you need to do lot of analysis. And that's why bug fixing is very costly in this phase. And bug fixing is very costly. Bug fixing is very costly in this phase. Okay, what limitations? What other limitations? Bug fixings are very costly, right? So like this, and like this we have several disadvantages are there enough. So like this, several disadvantages are there, and not suitable for large projects, you can say. Not suitable for large projects. If you want to develop any large project, so this one is not suitable. Not suitable for large projects. Not suitable for large projects, right? So these are the different limitations we have. To overcome all these limitations, several other models came into the picture. Please go through these advantages and disadvantages. Please have a look into these advantages and disadvantages. In my past 10 years experience, I never used any one of first 8 models. Any one of first 8 models I never used, right? So my complete career start from Agile only. My complete career starts from Agile only. Okay, right. So now let me go to Agile model. Let me go to Agile model. What is this Agile model? What is this Agile model? So this was the most frequently used model. So this was the most frequently used model in software development. It is very hot cake in the market. Hot cake in the market. See, so so this was the most frequently most frequently used model most frequently used model in software development. Most frequently used model in software development. Right, suppose if you guys have any friends, right, those whoever already working, you guys can check with them. Array, what SDLC model you are using in your project? 100% they will tell agile model. You can check with anyone. You can check with any one of your friends whoever already working in the companies. Which SDLC model you are using in your project? Right, 100% they will tell agile model. From past 10 years, I am using this agile model only. Right. So this agile model is divided into multiple submodels. And in this agile model, we have so many submodels also. Right. Agile model contains This agile model contains several. This agile model contains several submodels. Several submodels. And we no need to worry about all those submodels. And we don't need to worry about all those submodels. What submodels we have? What submodels we have? Observe carefully. Right. Rational unify process. Rational unify process. So this is one of the agile model. So this is one of the model in agile. Next one is next one is feature driven development process. Feature driven development process. Feature driven development process. Next one is adaptive software development. Adaptive software development. Right. Next one is crystal clear model. Crystal clear model. Next one, dynamic software development. Dynamic software development. Next one, extreme programming. Extreme programming. Next one, this is our favorite model. This is all companies are following this model only. Even we have these many models in Agile. Even we have these many submodels in Agile. Right? All the companies are following this model only, which is Scrum model. Scrum, Scrum model. Right? I am working with this Scrum model only. In my company, I am using Scrum model only. And even if you have these many number of models, Right? Companies will follow this Scrum model only. We call it as Agile Scrum model. We call it as Agile Scrum model. This is very favorited. So this is very favorite model. All the companies will follow this Agile Scrum model only. Right? Among all these models, right, which one is more popular? This Agile Scrum model is very popular one. Right? Among all these models, among all these models, Scrum model is most popular and frequently used model. And most popular and frequently used model. Most popular and frequently used model. And guys, tell me, what is the meaning of Agile? What is the meaning of Agile? What is the meaning of Agile? Agile means what? And Agile is nothing but what? Speed. Speed. And Agile is nothing but speed. Right? This Scrum is what? Scrum is Agile based model. Scrum is Agile based model. Scrum is Agile based model. It is not Scrum is not a linear model. It is not a sequential model, linear sequential model. It is Agile based model. It is not a linear. It is not a linear sequential model. Then what is this? It is Agile based model, right? So we can say it is iterative model. We can say this Agile is iterative model. We can say this is iterative model. Iterative model. I will give the example. Iterative model. Right. Observe very carefully. See, observe it here. Assume just now I told. Just now I told it. Right. For HDFC Bank, we need to develop for HDFC Bank, we need to develop total 100 pages. 100 screens we need to develop. Just assume it. Right? HDFC Bank contains more than this set. Just assume we need to develop 100 pages. For this HDFC Bank, we need to develop 100 pages. Right. So now, if you want to complete all 100 pages, how much time it will take? It will take lot of time. First, we need to analyze on each page what functionalities will come. On each page, what functionalities will come, we need to analyze page by page. So to complete all these 100 pages, it will take years, not days, weeks, months. And it will take years. To complete all these 100 pages, it will take years of time. Right. So now what we in Agile, what is going to happen? In Agile, what is going to happen? See, these 100 pages are going to divide into multiple parts. First 10 pages, one part. Second 10 pages, one part. Next 10 pages, one part. So like this, it will divide into multiple parts. It will divide into multiple parts. Now assume, right? So I'm going to use waterfall model. Right, waterfall model. I have developed all 100 pages. Then only I will give the demo to client. After completing 100 pages, only I will give the demo to client. After completing 100 pages, client came to here. Client came to here. Right, I am giving the demo to client. Client told, "Array, colors are not good. Visibility is not good. Colors are not good. I didn't like these colors. Please change colors. Please put something different colors which are more attractive." So like that client suggested it. Now what I want to do? All 100 pages development is completed. Now client is telling some suggestions, some changes. What I need to do? Again, I want to do those color changes in all 100 pages. One by one, in all 100 pages, I want to do those color changes. And what client told, all those changes we need to do in all 100 pages. Rework. How much time it will take if you want to do the changes in all 100 pages once again? It will take lot of time. But if you go with agile model, this process in waterfall. If you go with agile model, we are dividing this 100 pages into multiple subparts. Multiple parts we are dividing like right now. What I will do? What I will do? First, I will develop these 10 pages and I will give the demo to client. I will develop these 10 pages and I will give the demo to client. If a client suggested any changes, only 10 pages, right? We can modify, not a problem, right? Only 10 pages, we can quickly we can change it, and not a problem. But if you want to change in 100 pages, it will take a lot of time. But here only 10 pages, no issue. And the client also will get more satisfaction by after completing this 10 pages, right? We are handovering this part to client. We are not holding the client until completing all these modules. We are not holding the client until completing all these modules. First one module is completed, we are handovering this module to client. Client can start use module. Client can start using this module and they will get the revenue and right for this module they will start earning and right. So client also will get more satisfaction. Correct or not? After that, I will go for this module. Right? In the next 10 days or 15 days, I will complete this module also and I will hand over this module also to client. Now, client will get earnings on these two modules. Client can get the earnings on these two modules. Next, I will complete these 10 pages and I will give these 10 pages to also to client. So here, if you go with waterfall model, a client should wait until completing entire project. But here that is completely different. Client not required to wait until completing entire project. Here we are going to divide into multiple parts like this. First part completed, hand over it to client. Second part is completed, hand over it to client. Third part is completed, hand over it to client. So like this, we are delivering like this. We are delivering to the client, right? So this one part is called as what? This one part is called as sprinted. We call it as sprint. First sprint, second sprint, third sprint, fourth sprinted, right? So this fun part, this part is nothing but what? Sprinted. And for each sprint, how many members are involving? For each sprint, how many members are involving? For each sprint, how many members are involving? In every sprint, 7 to 9 members are involved. 7 to 9 members are involved. Right. So here, 3 members are developers, 2 members are testers. Right. One person is UI developer. One person is a database guy. Like that, 7 to 9 people are involving in sprint. Right. Now tell me what is the duration of each sprint? It is depends on the functionalities. Minimum 1 week, maximum 3 weeks. And 1 to 3 weeks. And the duration of the sprint is 1 to 3 weeks. Right. In entry rooms, you will ask this kind of questions. And what is the duration of the sprint? 1 to 3 weeks. And if it is small functionalities, 1 week is enough. Right. If there is major functionalities, then it will go until 3 weeks. The duration of each sprint is minimum 1 week to 3 weeks. How many people will involve in sprint development? Right, 7 to 9 members. Don't feel all 7 to 9 members are right, Java developer or Python developers. Right, multiple teams are involving. Multiple teams, right? Java develop backend development team, UI development team, right? Testing team, database team, like that. Total, sorry, all over 7 people, 7 to 9 people will involve in each sprint. Understood? Is this clear? What is a sprint? Right, each part we call it as a sprinted. Right here, let me add those points also. Right. So in every sprint, 7 to 9 members only. 7 to 9 members will involve, will work on. 7 to 9 members will work on. Right. Assume like this example, like this example you can take like right, back-end developers, back-end developer, right, 2 members or 3 members. Assume 3 back-end developers, right. UI developer, UI developer, 1 UI developer, right. Next, testing team, testing team, testing people, 2 testing team, right. Next, one database, one database guy, one database. Like this, 7 to 9 people will involve in each sprint. So next, the duration of the duration of each sprint, the duration of each sprint is minimum, minimum 1 week, and minimum 1 week, and maximum, maximum 3 weeks. The duration of each sprint is minimum 1 week and maximum 3 weeks time it will take. Maximum 3 weeks time it will take. Clear? What is a sprint? Here the big project we are going to divide into multiple modules. Right? Each module we will call it as a one sprint. Each module we will call it as a sprint. Right? In each sprint, how many people will work? Minimum 7 to 9 members will work. Right? What is the duration of the sprint? Minimum 1 week to maximum 3 weeks. Okay. So next, tell me, give me one confirmation. I have one small question. DevOps and Agile both are same models or different models? DevOps and Agile both are same models or different models? Both are two different models and not same model. Right here we have some similarities between Agile and DevOps. We have some similarities between Agile and DevOps. By seeing those similarities, some of the people are feeling like both are same. But we have some similarities between Agile and DevOps. By seeing those similarities, some of the people are feeling both are same. No, both are not same, and both are two different models. Here, DevOps and Agile both are two different models. Two different models. Right? We have very less similarities, and similarities also very less. And what similarities are there? Similarity between similarities between Agile and DevOps. Agile and DevOps. What similarities are there between these two models? What similarities are there? Right? Both both are software development methodologies only. We will use both for developing the softwares only. Agile, DevOps, both we will use for software development only. Next, both models concentrating on same, and both models are concentrating on rapid software development with team collaboration. Rapid software development means what? Quick, speed software development. Both are Agile and DevOps, both are focusing on what? Rapid software development with team collaboration. See, here what similarities are there? Both are software development methodologies only. Both are software development methodologies only. Next, next, right? Both models, both models are concentrating. Both models are concentrating on rapid software development. Rapid software development with team collaborations. With team collaboration. Read these two statements. Why people are feeling both are same? Both are talking about rapid software development only, and both are related to software development only. That's why people are feeling like, Agile and DevOps both are same. No, Both are completely different. And both are completely different. I will tell what differences are there. That also I will tell. See, observe these two statements. What differences are there? What differences are there? Differences. What differences we have? Observe carefully. What differences we have? What differences we have? Agile model. Agile model talks about only development but not about operations. If you observed or not, when we are working with agile model, always we will talk about development only. Development in the sense what? Development means what? You will get planning, coding, all these things will come under development. And yesterday I showed you diagram. I have shown one diagram also yesterday. 1 minute. Let me open the diagrams. Let me open the diagram. And see here, uh, DevOps, DevOps diagram. DevOps diagram. If you go to DevOps diagram, here you can see it. Here, if you observe this diagram, already yesterday I told. So this part is nothing but development. Developers will focus only on this part: planning, coding, build, tested. Only developers will, in agile model, what is happening? In agile model, that agile model will think about only this part and planning, coding, build, test. Only up to this part, only agile model will think. And it won't think about second part. And it won't think about operations part. It will think only development side only. Development side only. So that is one of the difference. But if you go with DevOps only, DevOps will focus on both development and operation. DevOps will think about both development and operations, but Agile will think about only development. Agile will not focus on this operations part. So that is the first difference which we have. That is the first difference which we have. Let me add the difference. Here, Agile will focus only on development. Agile model will talks about only development, and only talks about only development but not operations, okay. If you go with the agile, only development, and there is no operations at here. But if you go with the DevOps model, DevOps model, DevOps model talks about DevOps model talks about complete product life cycle. Complete product life cycle. Complete product life cycle. Complete product life cycle, like development and operation. Development and operations. If you see this diagram, right? If you see this diagram, that complete here complete product development operations, complete product. Right? DevOps will talk about everything, but Agile will talk only about development, and Agile will not talk about operation. Okay, so that is the main difference. Next, what other differences is there? What other differences are there? Let's see. In agile model, separate people are responsible for development. For testing, separate people is responsible. For deployment, separate people is responsible. For every activity, different teams are responsible in agile model. Second one is in agile model. In agile model, for every activity, for every activity, different persons are responsible. Different persons are responsible. Means what? Any? So developers will do only development activity. They won't look into testing side. Testing team will look into only testing activity. They won't look into development side. Deployment team will look into only deployment activity. They won't think about development and testing. And for each and every activity, separate teams are involved in agile model. Right, developers does not aware right what testing people will do, how testing people will work. Right, development team will not aware how deployment team will work in this agile model. But if you go with DevOps side, the DevOps engineer is responsible for everything. And right, in development side, DevOps engineers are involving, and for testing side, DevOps engineers are involving, for deployment purpose, DevOps engineers are involving, for delivery purpose also DevOps engineers are involving. DevOps side, right? DevOps engineers is responsible for everything like development to operations. From development to operations, they are responsible for everything. Right? Suppose development people and at the time of development they commit the code and they commit the code. Right? Something got failed, some pipelines got failed. They don't know why pipelines are failing. Right? Immediately they will call to the DevOps engineers. Right? DevOps engineers come and look into that and they will analyze what is the issue. They will check the logs and they will tell this is the issue. Suppose testing team is testing, something got failed. Again, they will call to this DevOps people. Right, in deployment phase, in building phase, in delivery phase, every phase, DevOps engineers involvement is required. But if you go with agile model, developers will do only development. Testing team will do only testing. Deployment team will do only deployment. Production team will do only production related things. But here, DevOps engineers are not like that. They will involve everything from development to operation in each and every phase. These people will involve it. That is one more difference. Here, but in DevOps, the DevOps engineers is responsible for everything and responsible for everything like development to operation, development to operations, and operations to development, vice versa, and development to operations to development, everything is responsible. So this is second difference. Third one, and third one, in agile model, if you go with agile model, we won't use any automation toolset. It won't force us to use the automation toolset. If you go with agile model, it won't force us to use any automation tools. Third one is in agile model, it won't force us to use any automation automation tools. It won't force us to use any automation tools. But DevOps model is completely based on automation only. But in but DevOps is completely based on automation tools only. Automation tools only. But in Agile, they won't force us to use automation tools. Right? So this is one more difference. Next, right? If you go with Agile model, It always giving highest priority only for speed. As quickly as possible, we need to deliver the product. It will focus only on speed. Agile, Agile is always, always giving highest priority, highest priority, highest priority only for speed. Only for speed only it will give highest priority. What about DevOps? DevOps giving DevOps giving the priority for both both quality and speed. Both quality and speed. But in Azure, అయిపోయిందా లేదా? That's it. Is it done or not? That's it. They won't think about the quality. But in DevOps, it will focus on both quality and speed. Both. Right. This is another difference. Next. 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 So in Agile, what is happening? Client is responsible to give the feedback for the sprint. Right? Client only can give the feedback. Client only can give the feedback on Agile model. Right? After completing the sprint, client only can give the feedback on Agile model. In Agile model, in Agile model, after completing the sprint, after completing the sprint, client only client only responsible to give the feedback to give the feedback but in our devops but in our devops but in DevOps, what is happening? Here we no need to wait for client feedback. In DevOps, we no need to wait for client feedback. Immediate feedback is available from monitoring tools. We are going to use several monitoring tools. By using through those monitoring tools, we can get immediate feedback in DevOps. But in DevOps, immediate feedback immediate feedback is available. Immediate feedback is available from the monitoring toolset. Monitoring tools, right? So like this, we have several differences also is there. We have several differences and tools in the sense automation toolset. So like this, we have several differences. By seeing only these two similarities, don't feel Agile and DevOps both are same. Both are same models. Don't feel both are same models by seeing these two similarities. Both are completely different. Agile model and DevOps both are completely two different models. See, observe these differences. Don't look into these similarities. Don't look into these similarities. Observe these differences. How many differences are there between Agile and DevOps? Understood? See, this is how Agile model will work. Right? If you go with the waterfall model or any other models, client should wait until completing entire project. Until completing, whether it is 6 months or 1 year or 2 years, client should wait until completing entire project. Then only correct company will deliver the project to client. But in Agile, what we are doing, we are dividing the project into multiple modules. We are dividing the project into multiple modules and see like this observe very carefully. See here that banking project I am going to divide into multiple modules. First one is internet banking. Second one is cards. Third one is loans. Right. Fourth one is some insurance related module. Like that, I am dividing that project into multiple modules. First, what it will happen? First part, one part is called as one sprint. This one part is called as one sprint. And how many people will work in this sprint? 7 to 9 members will work. 7 to 9 members, including all backend developers, UI developers, testers. right, including all the people, right, 7 to 9 people will work. What is the duration of the sprint? What is the duration of the sprint? 1 to 3 weeks. And right, this 1 to 3 weeks only for development? No, no, and not only for development. Within this sprint time only, we need to release this module. We need to deliver this module with this sprint timing. Right? Internet banking. First, developers will come. Assume sprint duration is 4 weeks. First, developers will complete their work in first 2 weeks. First 2 weeks, developers will complete their work. Next, what it will happen? Next, what it will happen in first 2 weeks of time, developers will complete the development process. Remaining last 2 weeks, testing people will come, right? Deployment, release people will come. Everything will do their work in last 2 weeks of the time. After completing 4 weeks, we can deliver this module to the client. Client not required to wait until completing all these modules. And after completing this module, we can deliver this module to the client. Client can get start. Client can start using this module, and right, he will get the revenue. Right, issue first after 1 month only. Right, client will get the revenue on this model and on this module. He no need to wait until completing all entire project. After 1 month, he will start getting the revenues. Revenues will come on this module. Next 2 to 3 weeks, this module also will get complete. This module also we will deliver to client. Now, from second month onwards, client will get revenue on these two modules. Right. Next 3 weeks, we will complete third module and we will deliver this module also to the client. So next, from third month onwards, client will get revenue on these three modules. And here, if there is any issues, see, first module is completed. We are giving demo to the client. And if there is any issues, client will give the feedback at here only. Here only, and right. Suppose if you go for waterfall model, and until completing entire project, we will give the demo to the client. If client said any issues, right, color issues, background issues, something such kind of issues, what you need to do? Again, you need to modify those things in all the screens and in all 100 screens. But here we don't have like that. Clear? So this is agile process. Understood? We are using sprint, scrum, sprint, these terminologies you guys need to remember in agile process. Okay, fine. Right, guys, I'm stopping it here. For today, I'm stopping it here. Next, we will discuss on Monday. Next class is on Monday. Guys, if anyone interested to attend for this batch, now I'm stopping free demos. And free demos from Monday onwards, there is no free demos, right? So you guys should register and you guys should enroll. Whoever make the payment, for those people only, I will share the link from Monday onwards. Right? If anybody interested to attend for this, right? See here, please contact to this number. Please contact this number. This is the number. You guys can drop a message, WhatsApp message to this number. So this is the number. Please contact. Right. 63 6362 345870. If anybody interested to attend for this course, and you guys can drop a message to this number. I will share the course details. And here the total course duration is right 2 months to 2.5 months, and 2 to 2.5 months it will take. 2 to 2.5 months. Right, course duration 2 to 2.5 months. For remaining fee details and everything, just drop a message to this number. We will share course content and everything. Okay, from Monday onwards, who make the payment, for those people only we will share the link. Okay, okay, thank you guys.